All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life.
Welcome to Darren and Sterling here, ESPN Kansas City, 1510 AM, 94.5 FM, 1510.com, live in studio. Beautiful Thursday afternoon. Darren.
What up?
How you doing, my man?
Well, when I hear that song, I start wanting to sea walk, but I'm in confined space, so I can't do it. But I am doing pretty good, man. I had my investigative reporter hat on today at the Chiefs practice. Didn't get the answers I wanted to out of Eric Bieniemy, but I tried.
They always play so close to the chest. You always think you're going to get something extra, and they're always like, man, they're a good team, well-coached team. Eric Bieniemy, you want the USC job? Man, no chance it gives you anything.
Stick to where my feet are. Focus on Baltimore. We're on to Baltimore.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's funny, too, because he looked at me like, you know me. Like, why you ask me this question? Like, I expect Adam Tice or somebody else said, but why you going to ask me this question? Why you got to be the first to ask? I'm like, hey, man, we want to know. And, I had a little accident. My phone went off as he was walking in playing the USC fight song. And so he was looking like, it's like, I was like, oops, I did it again.
You're just getting after it. You're just trying to hype him up. That's why.
Look, man, I mean, it's no big secret. I want him to be a head coach in the NFL. And I think a lot of Chiefs fans and people do in general. But USC, we talked about it yesterday. USC is a good job. It's LA.
We disagree with it being a good job.
Well, I mean,
they have expectations that they are Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State. When in reality,
they did win 3 national titles in the 2010. I'm just saying. So
sure, but they
were successful. Now they might have got them taken away. But.
Exactly. Ever since they've tried to go legit, it's not worked. It's not. Once Matt Leinart and Reggie Bush are gone, it's not worked. They had a top 10 quarterback, Sam Darnold. They went like 500. The expectations are there because it's LA, but there's so many things to do in LA. If USC is not out there competing for a national championship, I mean, Lakers, Clippers, but 2 NFL teams.
But here's the thing: with the
beaches,
what's on the beaches? But what I'm saying is with the new NIL and knowing that you are USC. And obviously, you got to compete with UCLA because they're both in the same area. But if you go out there and you recruit those students, you should be able to use LA as a way to influence athletes to come there. I mean, obviously, Reggie Bush wouldn't be in any trouble right now, but think of the advertising. I mean, it's LA. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to get the best of the best athletes now because you've got all the advertising and the marketing rights and stuff right out there where they can sign with people left and right. Now,
should and would are 2 different things.
Now, the flip side is you got to make sure they all in on football because with everybody making that kind of money, you got to make sure that they're still going to class and doing those type of things. So, but I mean, to say it's not a good job I think is a stretch because, again, you don't have to worry about bad weather outside of, earthquakes. And
no, the money and stuff is great. I think the job security is not great. I think they're going to expect to be phenomenal when in reality the resources aren't quite there.
Well, sure. Your agent hopefully gets you a 5-year, $30 million deal.
And then if you get cut after 2 years or get released, you still got the money coming in. I get it. My thing is, it all sounds great. You're in a hub. You should be getting all of these phenomenal athletes, all these great players. It hasn't happened like that. I don't know why Bieniemy would all of a sudden be able to get these guys that the previous head coaches were not able to get. I love Eric Bieniemy, but he's not been a college head coach recruiting on the front lines like this. It's different than the NFL.
But the flip side is, John, the flip side is that because he's had a long track record in the NFL, you make it seem like, look, I mean, Deion Sanders never had success as a head coach at the college.
Deion's Deion.
I know, but what I'm saying is, but having those connections, having the inner workings, knowing that you can pick up a phone and call somebody, or if somebody calls you, hey, what do you think about this guy here? Bill Belichick, Nick Saban. We always talk about how the Patriots have drafted so many players out of Alabama. Why? Obviously, Nick Saban used to coach under him, but he's also, but he also trusts his judgment and trusts that he can evaluate players. Eric Bieniemy can put a system, probably have a staff, put a system in place, and recruit players that can fit into that offensive system and get them prepared for the NFL because he knows what it takes to get there. Now, these college coaches that have, I don't even know who the college coach was that got fired.
Yeah,
but what what connection does he have to the NFL? I'm saying, how would that help him recruit? At least with Eric Bieniemy, they know, hey, I can get you, I can get you to where Patrick Mahomes is, or at least get you to that next level. He knows what it takes to get there.
Sure. And it sounds good on paper. And I agree with the premise because I always thought it makes a lot of sense. Former NFL coaches going to the college ranks you think would automatically just pick up and dominate. Mizzou's had some issues in the past, even this year. I know it's been, what?
Now, you're not putting Mizzou on the same level as USC.
No, but Steve Wilkes, right? Steve Wilkes, head coach for the Cardinals for one season, right? He went
Arizona Cardinals, yeah.
And he was a defensive coordinator for a long time in the NFL, or at least for multiple seasons.
I think he's a DC now, too.
He's now for Mizzou. He's a DC for Mizzou now. And it looks great on paper having that guy, but nothing's gelled. We had the old Tennessee D coordinator for a while. Never worked. So NFL and college, while it's starting to become more similar as far as the way the game's played, it's still so different, especially on the recruiting trail. I would love to see Eric Bieniemy thrive at USC. I still think he would have more success in the NFL given an opportunity. I think the NFL is where he belongs.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think he should be in the NFL as well as a head coach because with him being the man that he is, I think as we saw with Deshaun Watson wanted him to be his head coach, players would follow him. Now, there is a big difference between college players where, you got a lot of distractions versus the NFL players who, of course, go home and they can do what they need to do. But their work 24/7 involves playing football. At least obviously, if you're in college, you got classes, you got females. You got books, you got distractions. I mean, there are a lot of things that will get you sidetracked from football. Or sidetrack your focus on football. I just believe. Look, no one knows how good somebody's going to be until they're given a chance.
Sure.
And so until he's given a chance, I'm not going to say whether or not it's a good move or whether or not he's going to fail or succeed because he hasn't been given a chance yet. And so until he does, I am going to err on the side of I think he'll be successful.
Tonight's game, Thursday night football. We're back, baby. Wednesday, Tuesday. We got through it.
It was rough.
This game could be rough. Giants and Washington, NFC East battle. Two teams 0-1. Two teams who probably Daniel Jones needs to have a successful season. Daniel Jones he's on.
But you need to have success. I mean, you believe in
I don't like Daniel Jones. Okay. I said he hasn't gotten a fair opportunity, but I don't believe in him.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he's going to be good.
I
said I don't think he's going to be good, but I still don't think he's gotten a fair shot. Evan Ingram.
How did that? He's started since he's been in the league. I mean, how much time do you think he deserves?
Daniel Jones?
Yeah. Does he? I mean, because he's had more time than Drew Lock.
I think Drew Lock's a better quarterback than Daniel Jones, but that's neither here nor there. He's without Evan Ingram. Kenny Golladay should be back healthy. Saquon Barkley is supposed to be, he was questionable, but Saquon's supposed to be playing in tonight's game.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, 5 games or 2 games in 5 days off a guy coming off a major knee injury. There was some question marks surrounding that. He also was horrible week 1. Saquon is lacking that burst he once had. What are you seeing, though, in tonight's game?
I want to see this football team, the Washington football team, bounce back from last week's, I don't want to say disappointing, but disappointing for them, their loss to the Los Angeles Chargers. We get a chance, as for people who cover the Chiefs or like the Chiefs, these are 2 teams that Kansas City's going to play.
Yeah.
They play Washington, I believe, week 5, which is, I know I'm going to the game. I think it's like October 16th or something.
I think Buffalo's week 5, so it may be week 6. And also, Fitzpatrick's not supposed to be back then, so you'll be looking at the probable quarterback
Heineke.
When they play. Yeah.
Yes.
Not Heineken. We're not drinking beers. Taylor Heineke.
Heineke.
No, you said it right. I just think it's a funny name.
Oh, okay.
I think it's a funny last name.
Okay, so yes, so they do play the Chiefs. Yeah, the Chiefs are back-to-back on the road. I think they play them, and then they play Nashville the following week. But be that as it may, the Chiefs then they have a Monday night game, which is going to be against the New York Football Giants. here in Kansas City. I mean, I don't expect much. I'm really hoping that this game doesn't go into overtime. I'm supposed to be on the air tonight. If it goes, with post game, if it goes past 11 o'clock, hey, I'm not going to be on again tonight. I'm not staying up late just to be on for a few minutes. Be that as it may, I think, Joe Judge. I mean, he'll need to decide whether or not Daniel Jones, like, this is going to be the last year for Daniel Jones as a quarterback for that team, because then you've got to start, if that's the case, you're going to need to start looking at options next year, whether you trade for somebody or whether you maybe look to bring somebody in right now.
There's a lot on the line for Joe Judge too, because the front office is either going to side with Daniel Jones or they're going to sign with Joe Judge if this season is a disaster. They need each other to succeed.
Yeah. Now Saquon Barkley, if he plays tonight, man, this is not a good game to come back to, because that front four and the front seven for Washington is pretty good. I mean, look, we know about Chase Young, we know about Montez Sweat, but they're but really, I just don't see anything on the offensive side of the ball for either team. And now, granted, offensively, the Giants should be strong at wide receiver. Sterling Shepard, Kenny Golladay, of course,
they got
acquired
some wide receivers.
Yeah, they got
Evan Ingram being hurt, that's big.
Yeah, and so players have been dropping like flies. And I mean, we're not going to talk about the Cowboys and we will talk about the Ravens later on, because they've had players dropping like flies as well. So this is going to be an important game. It's more of an important game for New York than it is Washington. I expect Washington to win tonight's game, with it being at home for them. But Antonio Gibson, I mean, I just don't see a lot of offense being played in tonight's game. I think it's going to be a real defensive battle. I don't see a high scoring game. Whatever the point spread is, I will go with the under.
I said that until I look at the point spread. It was 40 points. So I went over. I know. I go, whatever. If it's 45, I'm probably going under.
I could still see 20, like a 2016.
Sure. I took the over because it's more fun. I don't like betting. Again, you know me. This is a $2 bet, so I went real crazy with it. But $2 on the over and on the Washington football team covering the 3 points. It's listed at 3.5 now. I think Antonio Gibson has a good game. I think Tyrann Mathieu has a good game. Heineke, he's been...
It's going to be a battle of field positions, the way I look at it.
100%. It's going to be a battle of field position, but I could see both teams having one big play. Landon Collins, something to watch here. Safety for Washington, used to play for the Giants. Giants didn't want to pay Landon. Landon decided to go. Washington, very, very good safety.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to need it. They're definitely going to need him to play well in tonight's game. Look, on the defensive side for the Giants, you look at Logan Ryan. I mean, they don't really have any real standout defensive players.
They get rid of them.
Well,
and they can't draft him. The Giants have been in a bad spot since 2016?
Yeah, and so Chase Young, he had a sack the last time these two teams played, and he's had a sack the only time he played on Thursday Night Football last year. So I expect him to have a good game. Obviously, with the offensive line, that we don't know who's on the offensive line for the Giants. I expect Chase Young. I think he'll get 2 sacks in tonight's game for the Washington football team. I think they bounce back. If I had to pick a score, man, I still just sense an under, man. I could see 21-17, if not 21-13, something like that. I just don't. Yeah. I just don't see it being.
But when you see 40 points, though, you're just like, come on, it's got to go over that,
yeah,
right?
but you look at the two teams. I mean, the Giants, they scored 40 points total last week, 27-13, and the football team was 36, 2016 over the Chargers. I just think it's gonna, because we already said as we started talking about this game, and we think it's going to be a good game. So it's hard to think of it to be a good game. It's going to be a high-scoring game. Now, last year, I think when these teams played, there was a 3-game stretch where it was like, oh, these games are going to be horrible. Now, they end up being, I guess,
there was
good
a couple
TV.
that.
I think they were good TV. It could have been the Bengals and the Browns.
It was those
like
Thursday night football games when there was only on Amazon Prime, and they had the worst possible games, and each one had something ridiculous happen in them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, the only good thing about that was that I remember Steve and I, we were following the game closely because of we were doing parlays. Like, oh man, so that's what made like the Bengals and the Browns game interesting. I mean, because we're like, okay, come on, Kareem Hunt, we need you to rush for a few more yards. You get it, like, okay, we got a chance for a parlay. But this game, I gotta take the under, man. I mean,
I like
it might be a push for all I know.
I like Jeffrey on Facebook Live over under Daniel Jones 2 fumbles. That was good. If it's set at 1.5, I might take the over. If it was 1.5, I'll take the over. 2, I think, is a push.
That's a good one right there. That's a good one right there.
Oh, that was great. No, I have the over. I have Washington winning. I'm watching the Peanut tonight, so I want a good game.
The what?
The Peanut. You ever in the Peanut?
No.
It's a bar in Kansas City. There's about 4 or 5. The Peanut. They have the wings that are fantastic. They're the full wings.
I thought you said you were watching the Peanut. I'm like, what the hell?
No, I'm watching at the Peanut.
Okay.
The Kansas City staple.
I think
you'd like their wings, Darren. Well, I think you'd like their wings. They're the big boys. They're the full wing, not just the half.
Yeah. No, that's fine. I haven't decided I'm going to watch the game from out here because if so, I'm going to go to the gym this year. I haven't been to the gym. But, I'm going to tell you something. It's actually hard for me. It's harder now for me to go to the gym because of the Chiefs practice stuff and the presser being at 11 o'clock. Because generally that's when I'm at the gym. When we're not in the press conference, I'm at the gym, and then I go home, change, shower, and then come out to the station. But now, with it being like that, it's like I have to decide I'm going to work out at home if I'm going to go to the gym. So I was going to come to the gym here. He said, oh, damn, we got some barbecue here. I'm on my way.
Yeah, did you see that bad boy in there?
It was
did you have any? I haven't had
any. I did. It was free. And they don't have Gates sauce in the refrigerator, which really just pisses me off.
The fact they have Sweet Baby Ray's and not Gates really irritates me.
And here's the crazy part.
Really irritates me.
I know about a month or so ago, I know when I looked in the refrigerator, I know I saw some Gates sauce here.
Oh, yeah.
And when I heard, when I was leaving Arrowhead from the presser, Jason Anderson on the show was talking about barbecue. So I text him and say, hey, man, some love. He's like, tons. So I get here. Of course, there's no burnt ends. Like, mofos.
There's some pulled pork in there still. I think there might have been some. There might have been a rib or two left.
Yeah, I mean, I had some ribs and I had a couple pieces of chicken. But I thought to myself when I went home to get my book bag and set my laptop, I'm like, I need to get some Gates sauce. But I forgot because I was grabbing my laptop, my hands were full and I didn't. I was like, and then I said, it's got to be some in the refrigerator. Saw it, I was like, man, I started cursing people out. And Shane was like, why don't you just have Gates? They're your sponsor. I'm like, yeah, but that's for me.
Yeah, it's not for the whole office. It's not
exactly. I'm not
playing for me.
Yeah, well, why don't you bring some sauce? Like, why don't y'all bring some sauce? Y'all got everything else in the refrigerator that's been in for 6 months.
It's literally half the stuff is expired. I could say 75% is expired in there. There's like random pickles and olives. If you've ever been to a radio station, go inside the break room. It is just a disaster zone. Disaster zone.
I was trying not to let people know we don't throw stuff away.
No, I've been in radio since I've only been in radio since I was born because my mom. At a young age, you would walk in and there'd be like week-old donuts just sitting there, and you'd see someone walk by and be like, "Oh, this is not bad. No mold on them." It's crazy. It's like we get a whole bunch of folks in a radio station, and we feel like we just have to leave stuff there and then eat it well past expiration date.
I'm not gonna lie. I love working at radio stations. In my younger days, I'm glad I didn't work at A10 because we used to leave. Actually, I don't know if we do anymore. But we used to leave our promotion stuff just wide open, just stuff that we give away.
So you're saying you would have potentially? I'm not saying you did. I'm not saying you did.
Oh, well,
potentially you could have taken stuff.
First of all, when I was an intern at 103 working overnight, and they leave things open.
Oh, I'm telling Mike.
Oh, tell him.
I'm telling MC.
Because trust me, before I left for school for college. Got me a PlayStation and an Xbox.
Oh, I'm texting MC right now. I'm going to text him.
It was about 1995, 96, man.
So, yeah, the date's passed.
The good stuff.
What's it called? The
expiration date.
Yeah, not the expiration date, but
I know what you're
what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, where
court of law type of situation. Exactly. Yeah, it's passed.
And, man, there'd be tickets just laying around.
You know what we need, though? What Gates should do? you know, like shot glasses, or you know the little shots, have little shots of barbecue sauce so you can keep that thing on you at all time. You can put them in your pocket.
No,
that'd be great.
No, actually, what we need, what it's funny because as much as I travel, I'm going to make a suggestion to our media that we have shot glasses on Thursdays when Eric Bieniemy goes and he goes to the podium and he says, you know, or Andy Reid says, you know, we're up for the challenge. We take a shot. Now,
that'd be great.
Whether or not we take a shot of water or take a shot of hand, that remains to be seen.
I love Hennessy. Surprising. I get it.
I don't drink.
I love Hennessy.
I don't drink.
Fantastic.
I don't drink, but that just sounds like something cool to say on the radio.
KCT, you know, Tech Nine had that whole song.
No.
Song, Hennessy, Sprite, and Lemon. Outstanding. It's just top tier.
Doesn't do nothing for me. Doesn't do anything for me at the moment. But be that as it may.
I'm a degenerate. You gamble, I drink. We have our vices. Come on now.
That ain't the only vice I got, bro. Gambling is not the only vice that I have right now. But be that as it, Strowman, come on now.
What?
I mean, you about to spit your coffee out?
Yeah, it was funny. You made me laugh. It's not often you make me laugh, Darren, so you should feel honored.
Yeah, so you almost had me turned into Joe Pesci on this radio show right now. You'd be some real trouble right now. But be that as it may, young friend. What else? Oh, so do we have audio from the Chiefs presser? Did you able to pull up?
I can get it in the break.
Okay. Well, no, because I just the first question to Eric Bieniemy, because we did myself. I did a tag team with Herbie Teope where we wanted to get out the way because that's the big rumor, and I ain't gonna lie, I was trying to make sure I was the first person to ask the question because I knew everybody was trying to be that first. But man, they wait too long. So as soon as they go up there and say what they say and all there, yeah, it is what it is. But this is what Eric Bieniemy had to say when we pressed him.
Well, you know me, okay? You guys know me. I am where my feet are, okay? So when it's all said and done, when I am focused on the task,
all said and done,
I'm not worried about anything where my name is being mentioned. My job right now is to make sure that we're preparing, all right, for this weekend's opponent.
Along those same lines, Coach, if USC were to reach out to you, is this a position that you would probably find yourself interested in?
I think you guys know me better than that. So if USC reached out to me right now, my answer would be I am preparing, all right, for this team to play against the Baltimore.
No chance.
That's how I roll. You guys know that.
So you offer the job. Just tell them no.
I am where my feet are, okay? My job is to make sure that we're ready to play a complete, sound 60-minute football game where we can come out and win the game.
No chance. If USC calls him, the only thing he's saying is, hey, I'm preparing to play the Ravens this week. No
my
chance.
Feet are where they are. I'm not like when I listen to it played back, I really feel bad. Like, damn, why did I do that follow-up question to her? I should just let it go. But
he can't say anything. What else is he going to say? He has to say that. And also, I do want to point out, it is possible that Bieniemy's agent or someone he talks to may have leaked this to get him back in the rounds. Something that we could have. He might not even be considered for the USC job. He might not even want the USC job. But getting his name back out there, getting Eric Bieniemy's name trending about a coaching job, getting into the coaching ranks, that's good for him.
No, it's good for him. I mean, it lets you know, like, hey, I'm still looking. If someone's offering, at least, Now I don't know if that's the thing where he has to threaten to go to college football to perhaps get an opening in the NFL. But right now, obviously, there's no job openings available. Now, we don't know how long Urban Meyer plans to stay down in Jacksonville, perhaps.
Maybe one more game.
He's stupid. Gosh, Jonah, you just threw me off on that one. But no, even if he were, there are certain jobs that are worth taking. Because, again, what if Houston becomes available if they get rid of David Culley? Would he want to go down there? You're not going to have a franchise quarterback down there. I mean, so there are levels. So that's why I still believe that USC would be a good job if they were to offer to him. Now, granted, I remember hearing Tyrann talking about it earlier. I just don't think it would be a good move for him to go during the season. I think he'd have to go after the season ends because, granted, the Chiefs, they would manage. And listening to Tyrann scenario earlier where, we all think Matt Nagy's going to get fired eventually. I mean, I just think he's not, and I just don't get it, man. Just people just being bullheaded to where they're just not going to, start the best players. But
it's also tough because he did win Coach of the Year one year. That is as wild as that sounds. Matt Nagy did win Coach of the Year one year with Mitchell Trubisky as his quarterback, right? So we
want to with that defense.
I 100% agree. 100% agree. But if you want to just break down a resume, he has won Coach of the Year, gone to the playoffs with a very, very bad quarterback multiple seasons. It is difficult. It's like saying, who was going to replace that? Who was going to be better? And I think there are guys better than Matt Nagy, but if you went just by the blind resume test, that's a decent resume.
But the only problem is that, and again, this is where I disagree with Tyrann, talked about Matt Kafke, perhaps going, and he said that Kafke could get a head coaching job before Bieniemy. Now, I'd have a serious problem with that if that were to be the case. But, as the NFL, nothing really surprises me much anymore. Opportunities for some are there. Opportunities for others are not there. And, you can read the handwriting on the wall if that's the case as to what I'm trying to say. But, no, I couldn't for the life of me see a situation where Matt Nagy came back to Kansas City, which is probably why when he gets fired, he would come back to Kansas City. And then he, according to Tyrann, would follow Andy Reid to be the head coach, and that would just drive me crazy.
I don't necessarily think Matt Nagy is a horrible head coach. Again, you don't win Coach of the Year if you are a horrible head coach, right? You've had to at least shown something in the past. I think he's made poor decisions. Did Ray Switzer win
Coach of the Year?
That's possible.
Oh, good. Yeah.
No, but he's made some poor decisions. I think, for example, starting Andy Dalton is one.
Right there's a fireable offense. He couldn't be my.
No, I agree, but he also wasn't the guy that drafted Trubisky, right? He didn't draft Trubisky. He didn't put Chicago in this hole. He might have had some input, might have had some say, but I think Trubisky that might have even been the year before he got there.
That was the year before.
He's not been dealt a great hand, right? Or was that the first year he won?
No. That was
because who went?
He was there. I think he was there afterwards because that was Pat. No, that was he was there.
So Matt Nagy was there since 2018.
Okay, so that was the year. No, Nagy was there.
And Trubisky was drafted in 2017, so he wasn't there yet. Trubisky was drafted in 2017.
Trubisky was there first.
Was there first, and then Matt Nagy got there.
Yeah, but Matt Nagy. Oh man, that's where the drafting is messing my head up right now because
I know what you're saying. It's
because Nagy but the year. Okay, so who was the head coach his rookie year? See now because I'm like. Because Nagy got there after the Chiefs lost. He left after the Chiefs lost. And
John Fox.
Okay, that makes sense.
John Fox wasn't there long. He was there 3 seasons. That was
but Fox was there Trubisky's rookie season.
Yes, and
then Nagy came in. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Because man, that was my head was really hurting on that.
Mine was too. We were both in the same boat there.
Yeah.
No, but I do think that he is on the hot seat. Chicago has a very passionate fan base, and they expect more. They were a historical franchise, right? And they've been since Brian Urlacher, those seasons, they've done not much. They've made the playoffs, twice maybe, but they haven't made any noise.
Yeah, but
high expectations there.
Yeah, but again, when you're trying to follow the Andy Reid model, but you don't have the player and the organization to replicate what Kansas City did with Patrick Mahomes as they did with Alex Smith, there's again, this is just coaching malpractice, and the fans know, the players know, hell, even the coaches know. The coaches have said that you can throw anything at him and he's ready for it. I mean, the offensive coordinator is saying he's ready to go. It's the GM and the head coach who's not putting them in. I don't get it.
End of the day, he's playing for his job. He knows his job's on the line.
He's coaching
for his job. His job's on the line. No, I get it. But he obviously must believe Andy Dalton's better or gives him a better chance because he knows his job is on the line.
Here's the thing. If you, as a head coach, worried about your job, then you play the rookie. Because at least you get that leeway, you get that bye. Like, hey, I played him, you know what I'm saying? We try to put him in a good position. Now we just need that time. But if you put him in the middle of the season, it's like, well, you should have done this at the beginning of the year. Because by that time, it could potentially be too late. Like, depending on when you put him into the starting lineup, how far into the season are you? What's your record at that time?
Yeah.
Is it too late? And if it's too late, now he's gonna have a wasted season because you could have taken all your lumps and bruises, Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence. I mean, you could have gotten your Mac Jones. You could have got your lumps and stuff. And look, this is the other thing. I'm not gonna lie. The other thing I don't like about it. Issue with Trey Lance as well. Now, Trey Lance, if you want to say he's injured because of his finger or whatever, okay. But you're giving me the vibes that this black quarterback ain't ready, but these three white ones are ready. And you just throwing them in there and you letting them just fall where they make.
Well, I'm the Trey Lance train. But the one thing I will say, just before we go to break, Jimmy G did just go to a Super Bowl, take his team there 2 years ago. I don't think Jimmy G's anything special, right? I think Trey Lance has maybe the most upside.
Jimmy's going to let the injuries get him.
Sure, 100%. I do think that Trey Lance probably has the most upside of all of the quarterbacks in this past year's draft. But Jimmy G did just take a couple seasons ago the 49ers to a Super Bowl. Benching him based on injuries, not necessarily on performance. If Trey Lance came in and was just average, Harbaugh could get fired over that. That would be malpractice if you go, I have a quarterback who just went to a Super Bowl with, and I went with the young guy who might not have been ready yet. That, I think, is a different situation. But Justin Fields, to me, inexcusable.
Inexcusable. But look, we got to take a quick time out because we do got bills to pay. Am I right, Sterling? Am I wrong?
We do.
All right. Well, you listen to Darren and Sterling right here on ESPN Kansas City.
How does your website get noticed among the 1.7 billion on the internet? At DigiLagoon, we've been making companies stand out since 1995. This past year, more people have used the web than ever before to find exactly what they wanted. When was your site's last facelift? Is it mobile friendly? Does it have an SEO strategy? Is your social media presence designed to drive traffic to your site? DigiLagoon is the answer to all these questions and all your creative and marketing needs. Check us out at lagoon.com. That's lagoon.com.
Every day, someone is cheated out of their hard-earned money. Who can you trust?
Hi, this is Secretary of State Jay Ashcroft. All investments come with risk. The Securities Division in my office can help you check out the company, the product, and the people on the other end of the phone. It's simple, it's fast. Go to MissouriProtectsInvestors.com. MissouriProtectsInvestors.com.
From the Missouri Investor Education and Protection Fund.
What's up, Kansas City? Jake Gutierrez here to tell you about my friends from Lightstream, a division of SunTrust Bank. Are you thinking about the high interest rate credit cards you used over the holidays? I am. When it comes to refinancing your credit cards, you've got options, but only Lightstream was ranked #1 by J.D. Power for customer satisfaction with personal loans. Lightstream's credit card consolidation loans start at just 5.95% APR with autopay and excellent credit. You could save yourself thousands in interest. You can even get your money the same day that you apply. Apply today for a credit card consolidation loan from the company J.D. Power, ranked #1 for customer satisfaction and personal loans. Plus, get an additional interest rate discount simply by going to lightstream.com/Jake. It's lightstream.com/Jake. Subject to credit approval, rates range from 5.95% APR to 19.99% APR. Include 0.50% autopay discount. Lowest rates require excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply. Offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/Jake for more information.
Squeaky doors, clogged sinks, finicky engines. When things break around the house, you take care of it. However, when something's off in the bedroom, you just try not to think about it. Come on, man, what are you waiting for? Take care of it. Go to GetRoman.com/JakeG now. Why Roman? Because you get a free online evaluation and ongoing care for ED, all from the comfort and privacy of your home. A U.S. licensed healthcare professional will work with you to find the best treatment plan. If medication is appropriate, it ships to you free with 2-day shipping. The whole process is straightforward and discreet. Getting started is simple. Just go to GetRoman.com/JakeG and complete an online visit. Take care of your ED without leaving your home. Complete an online visit today to connect with a healthcare professional and take care of it. Go to GetRoman.com/JakeG now and you'll get $15 off your first month. That's GetRoman.com/JakeG. It's really time to take care of your ED. And remember, get started today and you'll save $15 off your first order of ED treatment. Prime Lending's mortgage professionals are ready to assist you with your next home loan or refinance of your current residence. Prime Lending has 10 convenient locations to serve you. Visit whyprimelendingkc.com. That's WHYPrimelendingkc.com or call 816-600-4561. Prime Lending ranked #1 mortgage lender in the Kansas City, Missouri metro area market per Market Track January 2019 to October 2020. All loans subject to credit approval, rates and fees subject to change. Prime Lending, a Plains Capital Company, NMLS 13649, is an equal housing lender.
Hi, Ollie Gates here. The Gates family would like to say thank you for allowing us to serve you for 75 years, a milestone which would not have been possible without your support. Thanks again, and remember, whatever the case may be, keep the faith.
Oh, what we're living in. Let me tell ya. And it's a world that man can eat.
Welcome back to Darren and Sterling here at ESPN Kansas City. 1510 AM, 94.5 FM, 1510.com. We are also live on Facebook Live. Jeffrey, again, such a short time for rookie quarterbacks to get up to the speed of the NFL. That is a good point.
Good point, but that's why you play them.
Yeah, especially if you're a bad team.
Plus, look, you need to see what you got. So if you need to do a Josh Rosen, you get the opportunity to look at him, look at him early.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very good point. If you just wait with Josh Rosen, you think you have a guy waiting in the wings, all of a sudden you see him get into game action, you go, holy bleep, we completely messed up, and now we have no secondary game plan.
And then you did, and then you end up getting Steve Wilkes out of a job. And what do? You land Kyler Murray. So, I mean, that's...
If you're bad, be spectacularly bad, and just go all in. That's basically what they did was, we'll let Josh Rosen have it. If he's bad, we're going to be horrendous and get a new quarterback.
Yeah. So, first off, I do want to say we were listening to Ollie Gates on the 75th anniversary. He is scheduled to go into the American Royal Hall of Fame this weekend. I was talking to one of his daughters last night, and of course, I'm not going to throw nobody underneath the bus, but the information that they've gotten, it hasn't been really well received on what needs to be done or what they need to do on their part or where they need to go or anything like that. So hopefully it will all work out. I'll be headed to Baltimore, so I won't be able to be there because otherwise I said I'll stand in this place and, talk for Mr. Gates. But congratulations to Ollie Gates on his induction to the American Royal Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Not that he really needs it. But.
I mean, literally, he is one of the pillars of barbecue. He is synonymous with barbecue in Kansas City, which means synonymous with barbecue around the world. I mean,
well, I will say this thing, I'm thankful. I'm always grateful. Free food is free food. But even the ribs, I'm looking like, man, this ain't Gates ribs. It was cool. It was probably smoked or something, but it's like, a difference between their ribs and Gates. There's just no denying it. It could be the season, it could be the rub, all that good stuff. But there's a difference between Gates and everybody else, and that's just all I'm saying.
Burn-ins, beef nooner. Beef nooner is
Even
the
fried.
best deal.
The sauce, that is, look,
sauce is the best. Hands without if you can argue with me if you want to say some places better ribs, some places better pulled pork.
Well, they don't have better. There are no better ribs, but I will. I'll let you have other stuff, but ribs and sauce, no.
I am going to take you to Brobeck sometime.
Okay, why are you looking like there's a mouse on the floor?
No, my cord around these headphones, this cord is ridiculous. I could go fishing with it. I could go deep sea fishing with these headphones.
What you need to do is put the headphones up so people don't keep walking around.
People keep jacking my headphones.
Every day.
Very obnoxious. Horrible. These are my secondaries because I had my real good ones. I don't want people borrowing those. They even have my name on it. It says Holmes right one side of them.
That's why.
Right here, Holmes.
Yeah, on the other side. But
yeah.
That's why I literally don't bring my Beats by Dre or none of those in. because I don't want them coming up missing, and I don't want to get in trouble at the station for hurting somebody physically. Seriously, it's not worth it. So I just leave it at home. And now I decided to just use the station headphones.
T. Higgins from the Cincinnati Bengals switching his number at the end of this season. He is currently number 85. Former Bengal superstar Chad Ochocinco was number 85. And T. Higgins says he does not want to be compared to Chad Johnson. He goes, I don't want to be Chad Johnson 2.0. I want to be T. Higgins 1.0. What do you make of that?
I mean, that's fair. I mean, Ochocinco is probably one of the top 2 wide receivers, I think, to ever play for Cincinnati. So, yeah, I get it. I mean, now, I think when he got there, I don't know if that was a number that was just assigned to him, if that was a number that he might have somewhere else before getting there. But, no, it makes sense. And then, of course, now that you can change your jerseys and stuff like that, you do have to wait to the end of the season because otherwise you'd have to pay for all the numbers or whatever, or pay for all the jerseys, which is something that they're not going to do. So, no, I don't have a problem with that whatsoever. Now, looking ahead, we got Sunday night game between the Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens. Of course, we'll get into all our predictions and stuff tomorrow. Anybody that's in the Baltimore area that's listening, if you want to pick your boy up from the airport Saturday morning, or if you want to catch up with me for lunch or something, or just tell me what there is to do while I'm in Baltimore. I got all day, literally have all day Saturday and all evening. I get there at 9:45 in the morning, so I'll be there all day. Only thing I really have planned is if I get a chance to check in early, Sterling, is to go work out. I want to spend, maybe an hour or 2 in the gym working out. That's
Dude, I do not work out when I'm on vacation. I do nothing.
No, I have to because otherwise I'll either be at the casino or I'll be eating, and I don't want to really be doing either one. I may, because the Horseshoe, they said the Horseshoe is like 3 blocks from the stadium, and I'm staying like a half a mile from the stadium, so I know it's all in walking distance.
Is that a casino, the Horseshoe?
Yeah, Horseshoe Casino, yeah.
I'm not a huge casino guy.
Yeah. Well, I know Herbie Tealby's going to be going in when he gets in later on that evening, so it's going to be, I know my phone's going to be ringing off the hook about going to the casino. So,
is he a casino guy too?
Oh, he's a poker guy.
Oh, so he's the bad guy on your shoulder.
I really want to go to the casino just to watch Herbie play poker. Like, I don't know.
I love poker, man.
If it's a poker room, I think you got to probably have money to go in there, which I do have money to go in there. But if I'm a gamble, I'm either gonna be on a crap table or I'm gonna be on the slots. And I have not played poker at a casino. I've played, I guess, you could say at the little tables, but I haven't been in the poker room.
Yeah, for me to play. Those people are high rollers. When you go to the poker room,
no. I mean, I would do it. I would do a tournament. I mean, I can play poker.
Sure, poker's fun. I like poker nights with the guys.
Yeah, I mean,
but I don't like the extra serious nature. I don't want to have to go in, wear a hoodie like I'm Bill Belichick, and have sunglasses on inside. No.
Well, you don't want sunglasses on because if you look at the camera, you can kind of see your reflection. So you don't want to look.
I don't want anything. My point is, I have a horrible poker face. I can play with friends because I can BS these guys because I've known them. I know how to jack around. When I'm playing in a freaking poker tournament with dudes who do this for like a living, I'm getting cleaned out by these guys.
Well,
no chance.
The only thing I'm really concerned about is that the poker that I see on television where it's like, okay, these guys got these 2 cards here and then this is flop in the river and all that other stuff. I would be upset if I'm not getting those type of hands that's they're dealing out there. I don't have a problem because you give me an 8-9, you let me see a 10 Jack Queen out there. Oh, I'm going all in, pushing all my chips in.
And someone goes, yeah, well, I have a king ace.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only flip side about it.
No, dude, poker's great. But I like playing with friends. I can't do it too seriously. I'm not that serious of a person. I think you know me.
I can't lie, dude. I don't like to gamble, but I just find it such an there was a time, seriously, where I was going to the casino every day. Like, crap table, that was my thing.
1-800 bets off. We don't need you to call them. We need them to call you.
It was 1-800 bets off. But man, there was, and I don't, man. I was going there every single day. I was winning more than I was losing, so that was why I was going every single day. But
you're earning. It's your second job.
Oh man, there would be times where I hate to say this, dude. So when we got laid off by the school district doing the right side, this is like 2010. Yeah, it gives a little lump sum stuff, whatever. But you get unemployment or whatever. Dude, there would be times I'm at the boat so late at night, just like the crab table just staying open. Damn, I'm down. It's like, oh, no, what time is it? 2:00? Oh, hell, unemployment just hit. Let me be right back. I'll be right back. Boom, go get that money out. All right, Darren, you hit. Let's go. Oh man, those were the days.
Dude, I get irrationally upset if I lose money. I know myself. If I lost $5, I'm like, I need that back. Yeah, but that's not a good poker play. That's
the problem was, even though people were like, oh, you was gambling unemployment. Yeah, but see, I was making money on the side. I was hustling. So
how you get fired on your day off?
No, I wasn't fired. We got about 1,500 of us got fired. But man, during that time, man, I was making about $1,200 to $1,800 a weekend selling movies and getting unemployment.
You know what I haven't seen in a while? Friday. That just made me think. I haven't seen the movie Friday in a while.
Oh, speaking of that, so that was a discussion that we were having at the presser today, and
the movie Friday came up.
No. But we were having a movie discussion for whatever reason. I don't know how Herbie and Matt Derrick got me involved in the conversation, and it spiraled out to we were asking Eric Bieniemy, Ted Cruz. We were asking just as they were coming in now. Have you seen the movie The Golden Child with Eddie Murphy?
No. Oh, sweet Jesus. I like Eddie Murphy.
You need to watch it.
I love Eddie Murphy.
So Herbie and I and Steve, we all thought it was a great movie. Thought it was a classic. Now, Eric Bieniemy, Ted Cruz, to their credit, they thought it was a good movie, thought it was funny, but they claimed it wasn't a classic. I'm like, well, we just have to disagree. Matt Derrick thought that the movie was horrible. I was like, dude, you don't know good movies. And he was like, well, there's trading places. He called it trading spaces. Like, bro, it's places. Like,
he's automatically out of the conversation. He's kicked out. He's booted.
But people don't understand, like, Tyrann Lannister co-starred in that movie with Eddie Murphy in The Golden Child. Like, he was Sodom Noomsy. It was an excellent movie. You need to watch it. It's on Netflix, but I told you if you get a Fire Stick, I can hook it up. But that's what it was. But be that as it may, there were a lot of injuries with the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
Even going into today. Do you have an update on who?
Ronnie Staley looks like he's going to be missing the game.
I think they're left tackle as well.
That is Ronnie Staley.
Yeah.
Looks
I
like
think they had another.
The right tackle, I believe, was hurt as well.
No. He's a left tackle. They're moving Villanueva from right to
left tackle. Yeah. I will say this: Chris Jones is about to eat.
Well, Frank
Sunday
Clark should
night.
too, because I did ask Steve Spagnuolo today about Frank Clark and his impending return, and he did say that was something that was important to them to see how he looks. But yeah, they're expecting they're expecting him to contribute.
If you're the Ravens, who would have thought trading your right tackle?
Everybody's been saying that.
Best team in the AFC. Man, but this was, and again, you can't always account for injuries, right? You can't
account for, but also he wanted to play left tackle, and
you still had another year left under contract with him. You still had another year left, and this is the exact reason why you probably shouldn't have traded him to Kansas City. I'm just going to say, I don't feel sorry for the Ravens. I'm ecstatic Orlando Brown Jr. is here. Chris Jones is about to eat, and this was an example of why you can never have too much talent on the offensive line. There's a reason why you want to have a good relationship with your players. This is bad for the Ravens. Ronnie Staley is a top 5 left tackle, easy top 5 left tackle in the NFL. This is a massive loss for the Ravens. Massive.
Comes at a good time if you're a Chiefs fan.
Great time if you're a Chiefs fan. I mean, they're missing Marcus Peters. They're missing Ronnie Staley. They're missing Gus Edwards. They're missing J.K. Dobbins. The Ravens are still a good team, right? If you have Lamar Jackson, if you still have Sammy Watkins, who looked very, very good, you still have some good players on defense, right? They're still a solid team, but this should be easier for Kansas City. Chris Jones should be getting pressures time and time again. Frank Clark, first game back, you got to say he's licking his chops right now. I'm excited to see the defense of Kansas City come Sunday.
Well, look, talking to Spags today, he feels, which, if you're a fan and just in the media, I mean, you would hope it would happen, that they have what you would call a bounce back game against the Ravens that they probably felt that he should have had against the Cleveland Browns, because I did ask him, about the missed tackles and stuff. And so that's something that he said that they were trying to address. They only get a chance to hit once a week or whatever. So they addressed that, I think, for the most part yesterday, but they know they have to do a better job of tackling because, you're going from one team that likes to run the ball with Nick Chubbs and Kareem Hunt to a team that really likes to run the ball with their quarterback and their running backs. But we'll talk about all that and some on the other end of the break. You're listening to Darren and Sterling right here on ESPN Kansas City.
Crucial Staffing has been a vital component to the battle against COVID-19 nationwide. Their operation all starts in Kansas City, and they're committed to being a healthcare staffing and emergency management company that can handle nearly any staffing need with speed and quality. Crucial Staffing has the nation's largest volume of deployable clinical and non-clinical staff of reservists, who you can learn about by visiting crucialstaffing.com/contact or calling 888-222-6359. Explore more about the Crucial Crew today.
As we start a new school year, most of us are lucky to have a home for our children. But for some families, that's not the reality. They are homeless and without hope. Fortunately, there's a solution. At North American Savings Bank, we believe in taking care of our community. We are a proud supporter of Community Link, who has ended and prevented homelessness for over 35 years throughout Greater Kansas City. Call 816-595-5553 for more information.
With the heat of summer waning and autumn soon upon us, disc golfers everywhere are maximizing their time outdoors. Make the most of your time on the disc links with the Edge Laser Rangefinder or Disc Jockey GPS speaker from Bushnell. The Edge gives you distance, elevation, and angle reads to the basket, while the ultra-portable Disc Jockey provides audible GPS reads to baskets and plays all your favorite music on a palm-sized speaker that has a big, big sound. Get yours now at Bushnell.com.
A big day of NFL football is coming your way Sunday on Sports Radio 810 WHB. The Central Bank of the Midwest pregame show kicks off at 9 a.m. At noon, we're taking you live to Pittsburgh for the Raiders and Steelers. And at 3, it's on to L.A. for the Cowboys and Chargers. Then it's all Chiefs as we get you ready for Sunday Night Football. And we're back with the best postgame show in Kansas City on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Everyone knows Family Leisure is having the world's biggest spa sale. Did you know it's also time to save hundreds, even thousands on patio furniture, pool tables, shuffleboard, and more? You can beef up your entertainment area with couches, sectionals, and theater seating now on sale at Family Leisure. Make it a September to remember with special 810 listener pricing at Family Leisure. Spas, basketball goals, play sets, trampolines, everything for family and fun together on sale at Family Leisure. K10 in Ridgeview in Olathe.
913-888-7727. Awesome.
Crown Automotive. Quality, service, unmatched customer experience. Best of Lawrence winner for best place to buy a new or pre-owned vehicle. Visit crownautomotive.com to see the latest deals and to schedule expert maintenance, body shop, and repair services. Crown Automotive, celebrating Pittsburgh State football. 3400 South Iowa, Lawrence, Kansas. Go Gorillas!
Welcome back to Darren and Sterling here at ESPN Kansas City, 1510 AM, 94.5 FM, 1510.com. Royals update. Salvador Perez hit his 45th home run today.
I thought it was last night.
Running 3 straight games, ties Johnny Bench most home runs as a catcher.
They're trailing 4-2 right now, which is disappointing because I was focused in the press today. I'm like, I just got to win 5 more games.
6 more. It could be 72, 71 and a half. Don't forget that half.
I know.
No, you're pacing well. Perez.
I am going to eat well off of you.
45th. It's just dinner. What do you mean? It's just Gates.
It might not be Gates. I might change my mind.
It is Gates. That was the bet was Gates.
Oh,
okay. The bet was Gates. Darren's out here trying to change bets. Don't ever lose to Darren because
I'll skip Bayless on you.
Yeah. But Salvador Perez, 45th home run, ties Johnny Bench, most ever by a catcher, still has a decent amount of time left. He's now sniffing the 50 home run mark, could break a Royals record and a catcher record by shattering it. It's very impressive what he's done.
If he hits 3 more, he ties Jorge Soler for the team franchise record. Am I correct? Because that's what he did a couple years ago.
He did 49 or 48. I'm drawing a blank over his 49 or 48.
I really think it was 48
for Soler.
But if he gets 50, obviously he'll own the Royals record.
I don't care. Either way, this is more impressive than Soler. Salvi's doing this as a catcher. 112 RBIs for Salvador Perez.
Hold on. First of all, man, we're not going to just dismiss Soler like what he did.
No, it was great. It was a hell of a season. Hell of a season. What Salvador Perez has done is one of the most impressive things. If Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Two things can be true.
Sure.
We don't have to put down Soler to
I'm not putting
him
him down. I just want not enough folks are recognizing what Salvi has done. It's absurd. It's amazing. If Vladimir Guerrero Jr. wasn't having the ridiculous season he was, if Shohei Ohtani wasn't being freaking modern day Babe Ruth, Salvi should be getting MVP votes.
He'll get some MVP votes. He just don't get as many as Ohtani. So that's a big difference. But yeah, they're trailing 4-2, top of the 8th. I think it was 1 ball, two balls, no strikes. See what happens, man. No outs right now for the Royals. Think they can pull it out?
Sure, they could. I don't think they do. They could.
Yeah.
I don't get how teams just don't walk Salvador Perez every time he's at the plate. It blows my mind.
Because you're not thinking he's going to get a home run that time.
He's hit 45. He's the only guy in the Royals lineup who hits bombs. Yeah. The pitchers are just they're cocky, man. I would not throw him anything near the strikes, and he swings out of the zone more than anyone else in Major League Baseball. That's actually a statistic.
Now, it is 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning. So Royals will have a chance to come up and do something before to hopefully try to win this game.
All right, final thoughts before we get out of here. Final score tonight's game, Washington Giants. Who do you have?
I've got the under. I've got Washington 20, New York 14.
I'm going to go Washington. Let's go 24. Let's go Giants 20. That's the over, and that is Washington covering, baby.
Whatever, dude.
Come on.
Programming out, of course, after the post-game show. If it's not too late, I will be on Sports Radio 810 WHB with The Ship with Darren Smith. We'll get you ready for Sunday night's matchup between the Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens. And, of course, we'll be back tomorrow with all of our predictions, talk some college football, and what I'm going to do while I'm out in Baltimore. Until then, we're out.